Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I know I did, and we did some fabulous things over the weekend. Uh, like yesterday with KY Mavericks fundraiser. What did you guys think about that? I thought it went really, really, really well. Um, I enjoyed my time on there. I was very honored. I was very honored to be to be able to do it and help KY because Maverick because he's such a gentle soul. I met him down in Dollywood and the Dollywood week. I met him at Friday Night Live, and I sat next to him on the left hand side, and I wouldn't let no one else sit there. They could sit on his right hand side, but I was sitting on his left. He was just such a warm and gentle soul, and it's absolutely horrible what he is going through. Uh, just because the fundraiser is over doesn't mean you can't still donate to KY, to KY Maverick. I've got the link to his Gifts and Go pinned into the bottom of the chat. And also you can follow KY Maverick on X. It's KY Maverick Real. The at KY Maverick Real is his new X. Because unfortunately he did get hacked. His old X got hacked. And it's a shame. So KY Maverick is a very important person in the free Karen Reed movement in the true crime world. He was helping Emily with her FOIA and Find Out. He's very organized, and he gets all of the FOIA stuff, and he's kind of more. If you know who Kyle Sharkey is, KY Maverick is very similar to him. But KY Maverick does have lung cancer and will be going soon for a double lung transplant. But he does a lot of the behind the scenes things, and he goes to every court date that he could possibly go to. It's and when I met him, like I said, he's got such a gentle soul. He doesn't deserve to be going through anything, and anything we can help to ease his stress during this time is wonderful. And if you can't donate, that's fine. If you can share it out, so more eyes get on it, and the other thing that happened this weekend. But yeah, so that fundraiser was on Common Sense Investigator. Let me grab her link real quick. I know I have her link somewhere. That'll take me just a moment. I'm sorry. But so that was the fundraiser was on Common Sense Investigator last night. And I don't have her link in here. I'm good. She's just a wonderful person. She's very, very deep, very much a big part of the free Karen Reed movement, free Turtle Boy movement. So I'm going to grab up the fundraiser for last night, and I'm going to drop that link into the chat. If you're not subbed up to Lauren, Common Sense Investigator, please make sure you go and sub up to our friend and go watch this. Every hour was action packed. Every hour was great, and we all had a great time. I was in the first hour. Well, I got a half an hour. I was from I came on at 2:30, and then I had 10 minutes of technical difficulties because that's how that goes. But after that, it was so great. I was on with Baker and Michael Bryant and Lori Mullins, and just a great time. I thoroughly enjoyed my 30 minutes on there, and I thoroughly enjoyed sitting there and watching the rest of it and being in the chat. It was a great fundraiser that Lauren put up and organized her. And and I was on with Maza and meeting Maza. And, that was awesome, because he is like the fundraiser king, fundraiser saint. He's just amazing. And future fundraisers that I'm going to be hosting, I am going to be following Maza's Yeah, I'm going to be following Maz's whatever, the way he does them, the way he lays them out. Um, yeah. So, besides that, Saturday was Mo in the Deep End's birthday. And if you don't know who Mo is, she does a live stream Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. And she goes over uh, current headlines um, with a little bit of snark and a little bit of snazz. Hi, happy chick. Thank you for coming. And she's does Friday Night Live on the Experts channel, and her and Shizzy Wisnut stream together a lot, and she does a lot of trial watching. She also has Mo in the Craft In, and if you're interested in crafts, just a wonderful, wonderful lady. And was able to celebrate her birthday with her on Saturday night. So if you're not subbed to our friend Mo in the Deep End, go get subbed to her. We are on a push to get her to 7,000, and she's pretty close. So let's get her there. Um, yeah, and so now this week it's actually going to be very short because we're doing our annual family vacation this coming up weekend. I was not going to say where it was, but I kind of slipped up on nice. Yeah, I'm so glad that you're happier now, Sarah. I kind of slipped up on Moshe and spilled the beans. I'm we're going to Kentucky for the Mammoth Caves. We're going to be at the Mammoth Caves on Friday, doing horseback riding and ziplining on Saturday, and Kentucky Kingdom on Sunday, and then we'll be coming back on Monday. So I will not be streaming on Thursday through Monday, because I will be either traveling or enjoying my time with my family. I will be, for the most part, unplugged. I plan on this vacation focusing on family as much as possible. Thank you so much. I do think we'll have a wonderful trip. We always do have a great family vacation. I love them. But this year is actually our first year of doing a real vacation with other things. We either just go to spend a weekend at a theme park and the whole time's at the theme park, or we go down to South Carolina where my family is, and we're visiting family and friends. So really excited because this is okay, we do have the theme park in there, but at the same time, we're doing family vacationy stuff. Polo. Thank you guys. Yes, I am so excited and I cannot wait. So I will not be streaming Thursday or Friday this week. But today we are going to be talking about Robert Durst. Tomorrow we'll be doing chapter 6 in our American Sign Language. I'm sure she'll be here soon. Tomorrow we'll be doing chapter 6 along with our weekly review. And then on Wednesday I will be talking about Jimmy Hoffa. So have a really, really, really great, fun week scheduled for us. All right, thank you, Shelly. I hope it slows down for you. I think we have a really great, fun week planned ahead for us. And then next Tuesday, I will be back to streaming. And our Mayland Welcomes guest on Thursday, July 30th, will be Sparkly Rabbit. And I'm very excited to bring her on. And we're going to be talking about her life as a nurse and raising her daughter, her family, and all the fun stuff. And Sparkly Rabbit is just a fun time. And if you haven't checked her out, let me drop her link real quick. I don't think she loves working. I think she just kind of has to. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm looking for Sparkly Rabbit's link. Hold on. There it is. Oh, it's the very first one. So if you're not subbed up to Sparkly Rabbit, go sub up to her. She does nightly streams Monday through Friday, and then sometimes impromptu streams on Saturdays and Sundays. She has a great a great show. It's really positive. She writes AI songs, and you get up and dance to them, and they're a lot of fun. It's just a fun show. You're fine. Don't worry about that. I got the links. It's cool. You work what do what you can, like as far as working, and if you can chat, that would be, you know, cool. But you don't have to worry about the links today. I got them. So I'm really excited for what we have planned coming up in the future as well. So like always, if you haven't, oh, and yes, okay, guys, my sound, my sound is crap. My mic is the crap. I have a really fancy one. I bet they are. I bet they are. Usually are in most places, especially for your job. I do have a really fancy one. It's too technology advanced for me. I'm not, as Baker said yesterday, I am not, advanced enough for something like that. But he gave me a suggestion for a really nice mic, and I am going to be ordering that tomorrow. So when I come back from vacation, we'll have a brand new mic and we'll have a brand new sound. Hi, French Psycho. Thank you for coming. Oh, thank you so much. We're really just kind of still doing a little welcoming in. So I'm excited for it to be getting that new mic. I hope Baker understands what he just got himself into, because as soon as I get it, I'm going to be trying to get a hold of him to help me set it up. Even though it's a plug and play. But no, and I appreciate every help. Shizzy has actually gotten the sound better. You know, he got it to, where it is now. Just can't get any better than this with this particular mic, which is fine because we'll replace that next week. Well, it'll be gone. This one will be gone, and the new one will be here, and that all that newfangled mic equipment, that's going to my oldest son. So everybody wins once I get that new mic. Thank you so much. It's good to see you too, French Psycho. So if you have any case ideas, like on Mondays we do, all kinds of true crime. On Tuesdays, we do American Sign Language. If you have like a learning book you think would be great for me, for us to do. On Wednesdays, I talk about like the old-timey gangsters and mobsters of the past. On Thursdays, I welcome a content creator and just talk to them about their who they are and get to know them a little bit better. And then on Fridays, we do Seriously Fridays, where we talk about a serial killer. And they can be a current one. There are still over 50 active serial killers in the continental United States. Or it could be one of the past. I mean, I talked about Elizabeth Bathory and Julia Tofana from the early 1600s. I mean, so that's the reason why everyone says my channel is like a learning channel, because that's what we do here. We learn. We learn from the history. We learn from we learn from the present, and and then we take what we learn and we go out and spread it around the world like butterflies. We're social butterflies. So, all right, and I love you guys. But if you guys do have any ideas, go ahead, shoot me an email at tcwmaylin@gmail.com, or follow me on X at tcwmaylin, and shoot me a DM, or shoot me a DM on Discord. It's just Maylin. I do not have my own Discord room, so if you're in one of the 12 that I'm in, then you'll be able to find me easily. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I am not monetized. So if you would like to help, Tufana, Julia Tufana is. I haven't done Giles de Rey, but I'm going to do that one. Written down. Yeah, I did Julia Tufana, who made Aqua Tufana, which killed over 600 men. in Italy, and she never met a single one of her victims. Strong women of the past. A lot of them were trapped. So I love going back in time and learning so that we don't repeat. They always say, if you don't learn from history, you repeat history. I'd rather learn. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not monetized, so if you would like to support the channel, you can send me a Cash App at $TC Mainland. If you do, donations never required at all. I do all of this because this is my passion. But if you ever do want to, do some, send a tip, I do put it up on my Thankful board. With the purple butterflies right behind me, and then all my ideas go on my idea board behind me. And these come from viewers like you. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into today's story. We're going to talk about this guy. How many of you have heard of Robert Durst? Really? Okay. So this will be not this Friday's, because I'm not going to be here, but next Friday's story. Gals Stay Ray. I love that. Looks so interesting. I cannot wait to dig into that now. What? You know about Robert Durst? Yes. Oh, yeah, you do. You watched the documentary. So Sarah watched the documentary. So Sarah, you tell us how close the documentary was to the actual real story. I got you, baby. You let me know how close that documentary was to this real story, because it's crazy. But he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, so it's really, they're like entitled. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to talk about Robert Durst today. Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. So my middle son brought me this story because he learned of it by watching the documentary The Jinx. So, and he's like, "Mom, I think you'll be interested in this one." So I'm so happy that to do this one. Okay, so this is a turquoise girl with a writing utensil and headphones. Turquoise girl with a writing utensil and headphones, and a tortoise. No, it's the same. So you see what we get. We get the codes back here with the YouTube. And those are the YouTube emojis too. So you would think we would be able to see those, and maybe not but no, we can't see the YouTube ones. Any of them. Exactly, YouTube, get your stuff together. Okay. All right. So, Robert Allen Durst was born in New York City on April 12th of 1943. He grew up in Scarsdale, New York. Anyone know that song? I had to listen to that song over the weekend when I first started writing this, and I was like, "Oh, he grew up in Scarsdale." Let me listen to the song while I write about him. Now Robert was the oldest son of four children. Oh, you're fine. We literally, Seagull, thank you for coming. We literally are just starting the story. Hey, Nefarious, thank you for being here too. Sarah Nefarious is here. Yes, I gonna. I disco dancing gonna, yes. If you guys let me grab his link real quick. If you guys do not know, Seagull Gunner does have his own channel out there, and he plays music um on his channel, and it's just a good time. It's a lot of what's considered old timey rock, but stuff we all grew up on. So it's the stuff we all grew up on, and so go give him a subscribe. He goes live until YouTube kicks him off, and it's great. I love it. And it's a good time. Where am I? There I am. Yes. I do hope you start having a better day after this. You guys, let's cheer him up. Make sure you're subbed to him. Give him a couple of subs for us, okay? Let's cheer him up just a little bit. Yes, we definitely hope so. Ooh, cantaloupe. Damn it. I have to go to the store tomorrow anyways. Might pick up a cantaloupe and honeydew. And I'm kind of weird. You're welcome, Seagull. I love you. I know I'm kind of weird, but my mom did this, so I grew up doing this. I don't know if it's a southern thing or whatever, but on cantaloupes and honeydews, we put pepper instead of salt. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sarah's stocking our chat fridge for us. So yeah, now I do put salt on my watermelons, or my mom grills watermelon. If you haven't had it grilled, give it a try. It's actually really, really good. I was surprised. Pineapples, all of it. It's really good grilled. Peaches. All right. So we're going to get back to Robert Durst. This wonderful man. Here. Yeah, like I said, I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's tradition or if my mom's just weird. I mean, I already know my mom's weird, especially when it comes to food. She doesn't eat any kind of orange vegetables at all. And I've actually learned that orange vegetables are actually good. I love sweet. I'll order a sweet potato now. Cut a cantaloupe in two. Clean the seeds out. Pour some red Porto on it. Ooh. And then do you let it just marinate, soak into the cantaloupe? Hey, Garth. Yes. So that's what my mom does. She puts a little bit of honey on the pineapple, and then she puts it on the grill. It's really, really good. Watermelon. I don't know. No, I think she puts a little salt on them. Hey, Garth, you're not late. I promise. We're really just kind of getting started, and then we got sidetracked with food because, food's good. We love food. All right. Focus. My son wants to play drums. Focus. Yes, yes, yes. That's a poor man's jungle juice. That's what we always called it. Yes, yes, roast. I love the roasted seeds, sunflower seeds, pineapple, cantaloupe. Mm. Don't care for those little white seeds in the watermelons. I tried to roast those one time, so I didn't care for those. Yes, food is very good. I love food. I'm poor phase 2. That's why I have to wait until tomorrow to order my brand new mic that I'm going to be ordering, but whatever, I'm so lucky that I have a great husband who supports me and is willing to do whatever it takes to do this. Okay, so you let the porter enter the fresh cantaloupe and then eat it with a spoon with some raw ham on the side. Interesting. That actually sounds really good. That actually does sound really good. Giggle melons. Yes, always a good time. Oh, hey, Fridge Breaker. Did I miss you? Hi! I didn't miss you. Oh my god. Fridge Breaker 69. Hi! I can't believe that. See, not today. I'm actually trying to keep up with the comments as much as I can. I got a little behind. It's very easy. All right, so we're gonna get back to Robert Durst, this rich guy. Okay. Now, Robert was the oldest of four sons. His father was a real estate magnate. Was the real estate magnate Seymour Durst, and his grandfather was Joseph Durst, a Jewish immigrant from Austria-Hungary, and he had actually founded the Durst organization in 1923. Or I'm sorry, 1927. And then when Durst was only 7 years old, his mother unalived herself by jumping off the roof of their Scarsdale home. It was a 3-story. I'm so happy you're here. There are rumors that Robert did say that he actually had witnessed it, but his brother Douglas says that's not true. Hey, bestie. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. His brother Douglas says that he didn't witness it, but Robert said, always said he did. Thank you so much. Yeah, poor Joy, you guys. She's over on Justice Serve right now, and she is there until 7 p.m. tonight, just playing music. So let me drop this channel because I know for a fact I have that. Here we go. So, yes, go to our friends, sub up to them, Justice Serve. Let's get them up to 38,000 subs. They're a great channel. I actually got to speak a little bit with Michael yesterday on the fundraiser, and you know what? He's a good guy. Yes. It was a lot of fun being up there. I guess I was up there with Michael, Baker, Maza, Lori, and Lauren. And I mean, like I said, all 3 hours were amazing, star-studded panels. And then there was, you're fine. You're fine. It's okay. I don't care. Yeah. Okay. You go enjoy your cantaloupe. Yes, please make sure you like, subscribe, hit your notification bell so you never miss an episode from me, and hype it up. Get me out there in the algorithms. Oh, Joy, you're fine. You're fine. Shadowbat, I do it all the time. I'm terrible. Like, I literally have to close out every other show's notes. I put out, all the shows that I moderate for, they have their own notepad. And I literally have to make sure everybody's closed except for the one show I'm moderating for and my YouTube links one. Hmm. And then my YouTube link one, I've accidentally grabbed the wrong one there too. Ooh, fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. You guys any of y'all watch The Wiggles? My great nephew loves them. But, I can't believe they're still around. They were big when my oldest was little. So, all right. So we're getting back to this guy. All right. Now, as children, Robert and Douglas actually went to counseling for sibling rivalry. In a 1953 psychiatrics report about Robert, who was 10 at the time of the report, noted that he had personality decomposition and possibly even schizophrenia. Right, that's true. Doing nothing doesn't make mistakes. Right. Exactly. That means you're doing something. Learn from them. Everybody's going to make a mistake. You learn from it, you move on. Learn from it first before you move on. Yes, she is. She's moderating over on Just to Serve. Poor thing, she's stuck there until 7 o'clock tonight. Now, Robert did go to Scarsdale High School, but and his classmates actually described him as like a loner. Then he went to the Lee University, and in 1965 he earned his bachelor's degree in economics. At Lehigh University. Sorry, he was on the varsity lacrosse team, and he was also the business manager of the student newspaper, the Brown and White. Robert did attend a doctoral program at the University of California, but he actually dropped out and then returned back to the East Coast in 1969. Oh no, nope, that's the wrong one. Um, while he was at the University of California, though, he met his first wife, um, Su- Susan Berman. Um, so when Robert went back to the East Coast, he actually, yeah, she is. Um, he actually went to Vermont and he opened up a health food store. Yeah. Yep, the Jinx was a Ryan. Oh no, it wasn't the Jinx. That was the Ryan Gosling movie. But the we'll get to all of that. I promise. Promise you. All right, so oops. Yeah. You're welcome to drop, the Justice Serve LinkedIn here if you want to. I've already dropped it once. All right. So when Robert moved to Vermont, he actually opened up a health food stores in the early 1970s. But that's okay. I didn't either, obviously. I wouldn't be so easily distracted if I had. But I love the butterflies. But he actually had to close the store in 1973 because his father pressured him into moving back to New York and working for the Durst organization. Um, so now he started working for the Durst organization, fully expecting that he would be the one to take over when his father retired, because that's the way it is. He was the oldest son, you know. But when his father retired in 1992, instead of appointing Robert as the CEO of Durst organization, he appointed his other son, Douglas, Robert's brother, to be the head of the Durst organization. Now, not only did this break family tradition of the oldest son just automatically takes over the family business, it devastated Robert. But here's the problem: Robert's behavior had always been erratic, and he never straightened it up. And his dad warned him and said, "You straighten up, or you're not getting Durst." Well, he didn't straighten up. And so Douglas got the position because Douglas straightened up. Douglas was good. He ran a clean ship. He loved the company, put the company first. And Robert wouldn't. So Robert actually accused Douglas of stealing the position from him. He felt like he was entitled to the position. He felt like his father owed him that position because he was the oldest son. Oh, I even forget the song now. It's all right. Not everybody's gonna get it. I don't remember what that was. You're good, Seagull. Whoever was asking, he doesn't have kids, though. All right. So Robert even accused Douglas of stealing the company from him because he felt entitled to it. And this decision that his father made actually split the family up, and Robert became estranged from the family. Now Robert did sue his family for his part of the family, his share of the family fortune. And instead of going to court, his family just bought him out, and with the family trust, he received $65 million as his share of the family trust in 2006. Now, most of Robert's adult life, he had been been the focus or the subject of one investigation after another because there were so many things with him. But the biggest thing with him was he was the primary suspect in his wife's Susan's disappearance. Hold on. Something's wrong here. That's not right. Sorry, guys. Because I have Susan written down, but yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, he didn't marry Susan. He married Kathleen. He met Susan. She became. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. No, because I didn't fall. I climbed out. The devil was an angel too. Oh, princess, please be patient or go get your daddy. So, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. His share of the family trust was $65 million. Drop in the bucket. All right. So he met Susan, and Susan is his friend. When they got confusing there. All right. But this is Kathleen. Thank you, my love. And so Robert was the prime suspect in his wife Kathleen's disappearance in 1982. He was also the suspect in the murder of his longtime friend Susan Berman, and then he was also the suspect in his neighbor Morris Black's murder and dismemberment. Late in 1971, Robert. Okay, all right, I'm back on track. Sorry, I threw myself off. Like if you guys saw my notes, you would be like, "What?" You'd be surprised I could get these stories out. So Susan's his longtime friend. He met her at the University of California. So she does, she does, and I thought that too. Like when Hillary was in college, the pictures we seen of that of her in college, and when her and Bill first got married. Yeah. So he met in 1971. He met Kathleen, a dental hygienist, and after only 2 dates, um, Robert invited Kathleen to come move with him to his Vermont home. And in January of 1972, she actually did move into his Virginia home with him. And then, after his father had pressured him to move back to Manhattan, uh, Robert and Kathleen did move back to Manhattan, and that's okay. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. And you catch the rest on Replay Crew. And thank you, Replay Crew. Those of you who have coming in late, or watching this after the live, thank you so much. Please make sure you leave a comment, subscribe. Don't forget to like and share the video, and you set your notifications so you don't ever miss an episode from me. I just want the Replay Crew, to know that you do mean as much to me as my live crew. So everybody's a butterfly in this house. All right. So Kathleen and Robert actually got married on April 12th of 1972. Now, at the time of her disappearance, Kathleen was a medical student, and she was in her fourth and final year at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine, and she only had 4 months left of school left. Now, this next part's gonna. So, if you know, you know. The last time somebody's seen Kathleen was on January 31st of 1982. She unexpectedly appeared at a dinner party that she hadn't planned on going. Now this party was being thrown by her good friend Gilbert Najami in Newtown, Connecticut. And when she showed up, Gilbert had said she was like very upset, visibly upset. She was wearing red sweatpants, which was very out of character for her. She never left the house unless she was fully done up, and she wasn't. She was, no makeup. She was wearing the red sweatpants and wasn't dressed up and dressed nice. And all of this was extremely out of character for her. And the fact that she was like extremely upset as well really, set alarms off for Gilbert. And then he said while, attending, at his house, she had received a phone call. It's unclear if she actually called Robert or if Robert called her, because Gilbert says, all right, you guys going to deal with this for a second. All right, Gilbert says that she received the call, and Robert says she called him. So, but it doesn't matter. She talked to Robert. And then she left and went back, and took a like a taxi, or no, she had her own vehicle. She left and she told Gilbert she was going to her South Salem, New York cottage. Now, according to Robert, he and Kathleen had fought earlier in the evening, but Robert says that the last time he saw her, he was actually putting her on a train at the Katana train station to New York. He said then he went back to his place. He had a drink with a neighbor. Then he went inside and he spoke to Kathleen on the phone because she called him. He's quoted in saying, he literally said this. He goes, "That is what I told the police. I was hoping that would just make everything go away. It's the story I told the police." So he's already not telling the truth. So that's why it's up in question on who called who. I tend to trust Gilbert. I don't know about y'all. Well, let me know. Ooh, you know what? I just learned this. No, it's not there. Oh, there it is. We're going to do a StreamYard poll. Okay? Who do we trust? Do we trust Gilbert? Yeah, Gilbert was her good friend. Yes, very much so. Succession? That kind of sounds a little royal to me. Would be something I'd be interested in. Let me know. All right. So, okay. So the question is who do we trust? Gilbert? Oh, it's on HBO. Okay, cool. Gilbert or Robert? So a 1 for Gilbert or a 2 for Robert in the chat. Okay. Who do we trust more? Her really good friend or her husband? Nice. All right. I'm definitely going to look into that. So we trust her really good friend, put a 1. If we trust her husband, put a 2. Um, and later, Robert actually admitted that he had, he changed his story and admitted that he, after putting her on the train, he just went home and went to bed. Now, Kathleen and Gilbert had plans on meeting the next day at the Lion's Den, a Manhattan pub. And she didn't show up. She never showed up. I always take recommendation. Thank you so much, Joy. I was on with some. Yeah, I had to breathe a little before I got on stage. I was on there with Baker, with Michael Bryant, Lori Mullins, Lauren, CSI, Common Sense Investigator. Yeah, that was. Thank you so much. It was great. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed my time. So, it was an honor. Yeah, you just gotta be kind. Just gotta be kind. You can't be backstabby. Just, don't be a gossiper. Make sure all your conversations are about subjects and not people. Yeah. So don't forget the poll, guys. 1 for Gilbert, 2 for Robert. Who do we trust more? So far, we're trusting Gilbert pretty strongly. All right. So, Kathleen didn't show up, and that was very out of character for Kathleen. And so Gilbert, he became very concerned, and he started calling the police right then and there. He was like, something's wrong. Something is wrong with my friend. She ain't showing up. This is not her. She showed up last night at my house unexpectedly. Showed up in red sweatpants. She was upset. Something's wrong. Good friend there. You see something, you say something. Now, so later in that week, a couple of days later, Robert took his time and he filed a missing persons report finally on her. Now both doorman and the building super that they rented their apartment from both said they had seen Kathleen on February 1st, but the most solid last scene was on January 31st, 1982. Um, you know, at the dinner party. The Now the doorman did come back and say, "Well, I saw her. She was half blocked down. She had her back to me. I couldn't really tell if it was her or not. It just kind of looked like her from the back." Supervisor never changed his story, so don't know what there. 3 weeks after this though, Robert did report Kathleen missing. Um, After Robert had reported her missing, the superintendent of the building did find some of her items, just thrown in the trash compactor. Uh, you know, just like Robert was just getting rid of them, or somebody was getting rid of them. 3 weeks later, yeah, her items were. Now Robert did start the missing investigation, um, investigation, like within a couple of days of her becoming missing. Her friend Gilbert raised the alarms on the day that, on the first day that anybody knew she was missing. But then after 3 weeks, I don't know. She was here earlier, but I haven't seen her. Yes, and then after 3 weeks of investigating, the super actually found some of her items in the trash compactor. So how long they had been sitting in there, we don't know. I don't know how often they run. That building ran their trash compactor. Um, so I don't know, or emptied their trash compactor. Uh, Now 3 weeks before she went missing, she actually showed up. She was treated at the Jacob Medical Center in the Bronx. She had severe facial bruising. She did tell a female friend of hers that Robert had beaten her, but then she had decided not to press charges for some reason. Kathleen asked Robert for a $250,000 for a divorce settlement. She's like, "I'm not coming back. Give me $250,000 so I can just set up myself for a new life without you. Wash my hands of you. You wash your hands of me, and let's go our separate ways." But was he satisfied with that? Oh, hey, Katie D. Yes, a bunch of baddies in this chat today. They keep distracting me. Thank you for coming. Robert declined that, and he cut her off. He canceled her credit cards. He removed her from the joint bank account. He stopped paying her medical school tuition. Now, remember, she was only four months away from graduating. No, she might have gone left. I mean, there's a lot of big dogs are streaming right now because of the trial this morning. We'll talk about that once we finish with Robert. Love you, Katie D. I'll give my opinion on my take on how the trial went this morning. She probably is. I hope so. I hope he was haunted every day of his life. And when Kathleen disappeared, Robert was actually dating somebody else. He was dating Mia Farrow's younger sister, Prudence, and they dated for 3 years. Him and Kathleen were separated. He lived in one apartment, and she lived in the other. And then Robert did offer her $100,000 divorce settlement. Or no, I'm sorry. He offered a $100,000 reward for her safe return. Aw, thank you. Thank you. I'm just honored I was there. For those that are listening, Garth said you're a big dog. I saw you up on that big dog panel owning it. Thank you so much. I enjoyed my time there. I hope so too. She did say she was working, so and mostly listening. So Shelly, there's a comment you need to come and see. So he initially offered a $100,000 reward for any information on Kathleen's disappearance and her safe return, but Robert being Robert, he changed that. Yep, we do love our Oh Hell It's Shell. She probably is racing home right now. She don't like Miss Class. She doesn't at all. Thank you. Yes, you guys, we do have a poll right now going on. Our very first poll on Maylin's channel. So thank you, Joy, for teaching me how to do this. Of course, these are, until I get a certain number of subscribers on YouTube, I can't do the YouTube polls. So these are put 1 or 2 in chat. But who do we think is more trustworthy? Do we think Gilbert is more trustworthy, or do we think Robert's trustworthy? 1 for Gilbert, 2 for Robert. Remember, Gilbert's her friend who immediately reported her missing when she missed lunch with him. He knew that something was wrong. Or her husband who waited a couple of days. Hey, Rubber Ducky, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. We're about 3/4 or 1/4 of the way through. We'll get there. He's a bunch of ADD, theater, ADHD. That's all right. Okay, so after the you silly. So the poll is actually getting covered up by your comment right now. The poll is whether do we trust Kathleen's longtime friend Gilbert, who thank you. Okay, so here's the poll. Let's see here. Yeah, it'll be over here. Okay. Here's the poll here, and it's a 1 if we trust Kathleen's best friend Gilbert, who, when she missed a lunch with him, he immediately started calling the police and trying to file a missing persons report. Or do we trust her husband, who actually waited a few days before he filed the missing person report? He actually waited until her college called her before yeah. Yeah, it keeps getting covered up by the comments. So, 1 in chat if you think Gilbert is trustworthy, or a 2 in chat if you think Robert is trustworthy. Right. I'm with you there. But I don't want to influence. Yeah, I don't want to influence anybody, so they lived up in New York, Manhattan. All right. So now Kathleen's sister and a friend had actually broke into Kathleen's apartment because this was so out of character for her. They were really worried about her, and they were hoping to find her asleep in the apartment. But what they found instead was heartbreaking. Don't know. Don't know. The only body, well, no, there were 2 bodies that were found. But they never found Kathleen. What her friend and her sister found in her apartment was Her apartment had been ransacked. Weeks of unopened mail. And some of Kathleen's personal items were in the trash. This is all out of character for Kathleen as well. Very obvious as somebody had been there in there looking for something. What? Don't know. Um, she kept her apartment pretty clean, pretty tidy, and yeah. Thank you. If you enjoy the content, smash that thumbs up. It helps the algorithm get us out there to more viewers. Thank you so much, French Psycho. And French Psycho they have their own channel too. No, no, actually they weren't. It was the NYPD. What you would think? All right. Now, after Kathleen had disappeared, the New York City Police Department, or NYPD, stated that Robert had claimed that the last time he had talked to her was when she called him his Riverside apartment. Aw. No, I'm not going to do that. Unfortunately, that's been ruined for me. Meow. You know what? Help her. I see Roxy. Hold on, okay, baby? Mommy's almost done. I know. You want Princess back in. She's okay, baby. Sorry, my little chihuahua wants my big dog back in, and my big dog's outside, so. But once we get finished, I'll take care of all that. All right. He had also said that the last time he had seen her is when she had boarded the train at the Cantona train station. Then April claimed that on February 4th, her supervisor from her school actually called her, or actually called him, because she had called out on February 1st, but then she never returned. And I know, baby, I hear you. She never, she just didn't come back. And the call out was fine, but her not showing up and not calling, that was unusual. And he was worried about her. And so that's when Robert actually filed the missing persons report on her. Now, it is in question on if Kathleen was actually the one to make that phone call or not. Nobody knows. Oh. And Robert did wait 8 years, but after 8 years, he filed for divorce from Kathleen, for claiming spousal abandonment. Jerk. In 2016, Kathleen's family had requested that she be declared dead, and that was granted granted in 2017. Now we're going to jump back in time a little bit. The NYPD quietly reopened the criminal investigation into Kathleen's disappearance in 1999. And then in 2000, the NYPD actually put out a public plea to anybody who knows anything about the situation. And then, so Robert was finally charged with Kathleen's murder on October 22nd of 2001, and in a little bit we will be going into that. All right. Now, so Susan Berman was a very long-time friend of Robert's. Okay, they met in college, knew each other very well, stayed in touch with each other. On December 24th of yeah, it was a crazy, so many names and stuff. It was such a crazy deep dive. Like, I couldn't believe it. I just spent, my time over the weekend just deep diving into this because there's so much information and processing it all, and still it's like crazy. And there's so much that I know that I missed a lot, and I'm sorry if I missed, something important. If I did, just let me know in the comments. I don't mind being corrected. I'd rather be corrected than to think the wrong thing. I am human. But I do, just spent the whole weekend going, and it was such a roller coaster, and it's going to be even more in a little bit, um, with his neighbor and what happened there. And like, I got so angry. I mean, like, I felt every single emotion researching this case. And I had heard about it before my son said anything, but I didn't know. Like, I'm like, didn't know much about it. Like, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the guy who, like, yeah, he is a bad dude. He is not nice. Not nice at all. So, yeah. Um, and now, so what happened was on December 24th, 2000, Susan was actually found murdered in her home, execution style, in the Benedict Canyon neighborhood of Los Angeles. So now she didn't come back to New York. She's stayed out in California. Remember, they met at the University of California when he was attending med school. Her neighbors called the police because her door was open, which was very unusual for her, and her dogs were loose without their leads. And she never let her dogs just go out loose with, not being in a fence or not on their leads. Um, yes, yes, he was. Uh, I didn't really go into deep dive into that part, and the reason why was because I was more focused on the crime versus but yeah, he was yeah. So Susan's dad was actually, I'm going to go ahead, let's see here, well, it's a good one for him. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, so Susan did come from a crime family, herself. But yeah. No, you're good. But I didn't cover that part because, I mean, where she came from actually had nothing connected to what happened to her when what he did to her, because what he did to her was because she knew too much. Aw, no, you're fine. I don't mind you. Ask questions, please. That's why I do these live, is because I want the questions. I want the interaction. When I first started watching YouTube, true crime, I started with Bailey Sarian and Annie Elise and Kendall Ray, and I love their shows. And I am not going to disparage their shows at all. They do great jobs. They brought me into this, okay? But I knew I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to tell the stories. I think we all have the same therapist. I wanted to tell the stories, but I wanted to do it in a way, in a format that involved everybody. So then when I found the live crew, I was like, hey, I like this. And so slowly, you know, wrapping everything around how my show is going to be and planning it. I've been planning it for years. So doing all my research and how I wanted it to eventually come out. And I'd rather it be like this, you know? All right. So I'm going to leave the poll up until we finish. So don't forget, if you haven't voted, 1, for we trust Gilbert, or 2, we trust Robert. Gilbert's the friend, Robert's the husband. All right. So, Yes. We can't see them, but it's the with the red heart in the middle. See, now we can see that one. So stupid. All right, we get back to the story. So, now that's good neighbors too, because they knew her, they knew her patterns, and they knew she would never. Gilbert's a male. Uh, they knew her, they knew her patterns, and they knew that this was out of character for her. So they were like, okay, something's really really wrong. And I may have his name wrong. I don't know. They didn't really go into a lot. I couldn't find a lot on them. So I'm just making assumptions. Gilbert could have been a girl. I don't know. I was just making assumptions because of the way that it was written. But I don't know. That's a great question. I made an assumption. So correct myself here. I don't know if Gilbert was a male or female, but the way it was written, it sounded like male. All right. Ah. So several days after Susan's body was found, the Beverly Hills Police um, Department actually received this letter. And this letter, all it said was one word, and it said cadaver. And the thing that really, besides that, stuck out about this letter is it misspelled Beverly. It's spelled Beverly, Beverley, and Beverly is not spelled that way. Beverly is spelled Beverly. Now, Robert was in North Cali just days before Susan's murder, um, and then he flew out of San Francisco back to New York the day after her body was found. And another thing was Robert had just recently paid Susan two different payments for a total of $50,000 split into two payments. No one knows why he gave her that much money. Now Robert admitted to making the one-time payment of $25,000 to her. But he did not admit to the second one, and then he faxed a copy of Susan's deposition from 1982 regarding, the disappearance of his wife, Kathleen. He also faxed those over to the police department. I don't know why that was he felt that was necessary. And then after that, Robert shut up, and he refused to talk to the police anymore. After his sister had tipped him off, so his sister rang him up. It's like, "Hey, Robert. Hey, Bob. Guess what's going on?" Uh, Robert actually moved to Galveston, Texas, and he started dressing like a woman to disguise himself. He also pretended to be mute, meaning he wouldn't speak. Pretended he couldn't. So then on October 9th of 2001, Robert was actually arrested after, hey, 420, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Was arrested after pieces of his neighbor's bodies were found in the Galveston Bay. But Robert was actually released on a $250,000 bail, and then on top of it, he missed a hearing. He missed a court date, and that resulted in an arrest warrant for bail jumping to be issued for him. And then on November 30th of 2001, Robert was caught inside a Wigham's supermarket in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So that's how they got. Oh, excuse me. That's how they got him. Um, he was actually trying to steal Band-Aids, a newspaper, and some chicken salad and a chicken salad sandwich. The kicker was, so he was stealing all of that. Hey, Matt Stork, thank you for coming. Yes, of course, 420. We always forgive you. Thank you for coming. I'm very happy you're here. Here's the kicker. He was stealing all that stuff when he had $500 in cash in his pockets. But wait, there's more. The police searched Robert's rental car. They found $37,000 in cash. What? They found 2 loaded guns and a little bit of weed. When I say a little bit, 5 ounces of weed. They also found Morris Black's driver's license and Gilbert Najami's in a map to Gilbert. Yeah, it is. It's like he wanted to be caught. So stupid. Where'd you go? Yeah. So stupid. So he also had a map to Gilbert's home. We all know what he was planning there. And Gilbert still lived in Connecticut at the time. In 2003, Robert was actually tried for Morris's murder. Now be prepared, okay? Oh, hi, Olivia Big. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. You're coming at the angry part of today's show. I promise. Oh my gosh, this next part of this story will make you see red. I saw red when I first saw it, and I was like, oh really? So, he was arrested, or he was tried for Morris Black's murder, his neighbor. The prosecutor only went for the capital murder charge. He did not add any lesser, but included. Now the defense claimed it was self-defense. Not only that, they also had psychology evaluation. Now, after spending 70 hours with Robert, a psychiatrist diagnosed Robert with Asperger's syndrome, saying his whole life's history is so compatible with a diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome. So then the defense used this. The defense team argued at the trial his diagnosis explains all of his behavior. He did all of this because, he has Asperger's. It's okay. My son has Asperger's. My son would never do any of this stuff. It has nothing to do with Asperger's, you prick. Sorry. All right. Hey, Mary. Oh, thank you. Okay. Nope, no way. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I mean, all of you who, you know. I mean, how dare they? But that's not even the angry part. You did turn blue. Do you have your show set up for today? If you do, at the end, you can drop your link so we can pretend read it. I was going to drop the link to your channel. And if you guys do not miss Mary Beats Monday episodes, yes, at 6 p.m. So Mary's got an episode tonight at 6 p.m. You see this blank slot in my ideas? That's because that's where my weekly tarot reading goes. Well, no, you won't see that tomorrow because I'll be standing over there. But on Wednesday, I'll be back in this chair, and you will see that board behind me, and right in the middle will be our weekly reading. So here we go. Here it is. So guys, make sure you hit that notification bell. Okay, make sure you guys are there. I expect to see all of you. I'll be there, and I'll be watching you guys. Okay. And I'm getting evil looks. All right, I need to get done. So, and then, yes, we'll all be there because if there's our Shelley Polo, she's been working, so she said she was listening but working. But yes, I will never miss a single reading ever again from Mary B. I will find you. I don't know if I do that creepy enough. There's somebody who does. Who's got that down pat. All right. So, what Robert claimed was that Morris actually, had grabbed the gun from a hiding place and pulled it on him. And then when they were, Morris was his neighbor, and when they were struggling for the gun went off and shot Morris in the face. And so he passed away. So Robert, instead of calling 911, decided to use many different types of sharp utensils, anywhere from kitchen knives and butcher knives to hacksaws and jigsaws and whatever he could find. Then he took Morris's complete body and dumped it into the Galveston Bay. There was no swords in this one. He didn't have swords, but like the different saws, hand saws you'll have in your garage, any kind of kitchen knife that he could find. And so they only found parts of Morris's body, and the one thing they never found was his head, which was the one critical piece of evidence. I hate to say it, that would have proven either Robert's story was true or false. And since they didn't have a lot of us garage. I don't know how she says it. That's not one I can do. And since they couldn't find the head, Morris's head, they didn't have any forensic science to disprove Robert's story. And so the jury acquitted Robert of Morris's murder on November 11th, 2003. All right, now we're going to jump in. And then on December 21st of 2004, Robert actually did plead guilty to 2 counts of bail jumping because he jumped bail twice, and then 1 count of evidence tampering. The evidence tampering was the fact that he dismembered Morris and threw his body in the Galveston Bay. And then, as part of the plea agreement, Robert had agreed to serving 5 years with credit for time served. He had already served 2 years in the county jail awaiting trial. So he only got 3 years. in prison. And then he was released after 2 years on parole. So Robert had a lot of rules when it came to parole, and one of the biggest ones was that he was not allowed to leave his house without permission. He had to stay home if he didn't have permission. Well, he left his house. Yeah, yeah, only 3 years because he served 2, and then he got out after 2 years on parole. Mhm. Um, yeah. So he only had to serve 3 years, and then he was released on July 15th of 2005 on parole. The rules of Robert's parole was that the biggest one was that he could not leave his house. Um, that was the biggest rule of his parole. But Robert being Robert did what he wanted, and he decided he wanted to go over to visit Morris's house where he killed him because that's normal. And then he went to the shopping mall. And while at the shopping mall, lo and behold, who does he run into? The judge that sentenced him. So the judge did the right thing and did send him back to jail to serve out the rest of his sentence on July 15th. And then he was released for serving all of his time on March 1st of 2006. So now he served his full 5 years before court, before being convicted, and a sporadic 3 years after because he was paroled and then he violated parole, so he had to go back. Right, what are the chances? I mean, talk about karma. That was now, now we're going to go into some of the media stuff. Robert's notoriety actually inspired the film All Good Things. That's the one that Ryan Gosling was in. I love that for him too. Mm-hmm. All Good Things was the movie that Ryan Gosling was in. Robert had seen it. It was loosely based off of his life. He actually loved the movie, reached out to the director of the movie, Andrew Jarecki, and let him know that, and Robert wanted to let Andrew know that he absolutely loved that movie, that he did a great job on it. Now, this contact actually started talks for future projects together. And this is, where this wild roller coaster really goes, okay? They talked about both giving some commentary on the DVD release of the movie All Good Things. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day they had that on a lot of the old movies. They have little interviews. Don't do it as much anymore. But you can still find that commentary every now and then on a DVD, a newer one. But that was pretty much standard with all the old ones. From the 90s and the early 2000s, the interview with the person that the story was about and stuff. I remember those. And then also, not only that, but these conversations also led to Andrew co-writing, co-producing, and directing and appearing in the 2015 documentary The Jinx. Okay, so All Good Things came out with the Ryan Gosling, and then the documentary The Jinx came. The All Good Things is how they got connected, and then the Jinx. Then they did The Jinx together. It's called The Jinx: The Life and Death of Robert Durst. during filming the filming of the Jinx, remember Susan? Well, Susan, you know what? I'm gonna switch these. I like that one. What do you guys think? That's his latest mugshot. We'll keep it that there. I preferred that one. I'm fitting for him. All right, so now during the filming of the Jinx, Susan's stepson actually found a letter written back in 1999, or it was dated 1999. And so remember the letter that was sent to the Beverly Hills Police Department that said cadaver? This letter's handwriting actually matched the handwriting on that letter. In fact, this letter even misspelled Beverly the same exact way, adding that extra E before the Y. Now this letter was very, the thing that really stood out about this letter was that it gave directions to where Susan's body was. And then not only that, but the letter also somehow linked everything to Robert. Now, so, hey, KDG. Oh, yeah, I already said hi to you. I'd say hi to you again because I love you. Love all of you. Thank you guys for being here. Replay crew, I love you too. Thank you for watching. And hopefully next week my sound's going to be, well, it better be better. Because I am ordering my microphone tomorrow. If anyone wants to throw in Cash App, $TC Malin, can help a girl out. I'm just kidding, guys. Kind of. All right. So now Susan's stepson knew that he had something important, so he gave it to the director Andrew and the producers Mark Smerling. Saying that wrong. And Zach Stewart Pointer. Pontier. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm butchering your names. Zach and Mark. Okay, she gave the letter to Zach and Mark. And once the three men had read the letter, they quickly realized that they had a valuable piece of evidence. And so they contacted the LAPD and turned this letter over to them. This letter is what led to Robert's indictment in the first-degree murder of Susan Brenham. The FBI actually arrested Robert in New Orleans on the eve of the final episode of The Jinx. I know that there's more of that season. I know that there's more episodes coming out since then. But it was like the final episode of that season, the day before he gets arrested, and The Jinx is about him. So, and this is what's really well known. So it was the letter that was found that actually got Robert arrested for Susan's murder. But this next part was used in court as well, and it is. So what happened was, while filming The Jinx, Robert had to go to the restroom. He had a hot mic on him. He didn't know he had a hot mic. So he went into the restroom, and I don't know how many people actually go in the restroom and mumble to themselves, talk to themselves. I don't, but that's because I always have an animal with me. Usually my chihuahua, but my cat comes in with me too. So I'm not mumbling to myself. I'm actually talking to the animal, so I didn't even think about that. But I mean, I guess if you don't have any animals following you in, I guess you would talk to yourself, huh? So this hot mic picked up his mumbling. And what he is quoted in saying, what was picked up and recorded was, "There it is. You are caught. You're right, of course. But you can't imagine the rest of them. I don't know what's in the house. Oh, I want this. What a disaster. He was right. I was wrong. And the burping? I'm having difficulties with the question. What the hell did I do? Killed them all, of course. Oh no. Yes, that would be pretty bad. They'd be like, what in the Dexter are you listening to? Aren't you working? So and then on March 15th of 2015, Robert was so we got the letter, we've got these recordings, and then it was on March 15th of 2015 that the FBI arrested Robert at the JW Marriott in New Orleans. Robert used an alias, Everett Ward. Robert was traced to the hotel because he had made 2 calls to check it, on his personal voicemail. Made 2 calls from the hotel room, calling his personal voicemail. And that's how the FBI caught him. Dude, really? You're on the run and you got to check your voicemails. Well, so after they arrested Robert, uh, the police searched his hotel room. Right. Right. We don't want another Zoom incident. We don't need the judge yelling at us, too. We don't need Katie's bosses yelling at us, too. Right. We already had the judge this morning yell at us because somebody didn't know the mute button. Traumatic. Oh, where's my Emmy? Can I get an Oscar? Oh, that was pretty good. It was funny, though. Like I said, when we're done with this, I am going to give my opinion on what happened this morning in the court hearing. I watched it with Melanie Little. Wanted to watch it with Baker, but he had the wrong Zoom link, so he sent us all over to Melanie Little because that's what we do in this community. We love each other. We build each other up. Oh, good. Well, yeah. That's important because, they mess something up, that could cost somebody a lot. She's listening in on a call, making sure that her client and stuff doesn't get things messed up for them. All right, so in Robert's hotel room, after they arrested him. Hey, Liz Miss. Better late than never. Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll be wrapping up. This is actually a really long show today, but that's fine. I'm okay with that because, I mean, we've got all this chat interaction and we've been talking a lot of sidebars. Yes, exactly. Everybody does want to be like us. I just, we love each other. We build each other up. And the more I talk right now, the closer we get to Mary B's 6 p.m. tarot reading sessions and meditations. I'm telling you to start your week off right. Start the morning with Shizzy or Mo in the mornings, and close it out in the evenings with Mary B. Uh, she does a meditation every single show she does, not every single day because she doesn't stream every day, but every single show she does, she ends them all with these wonderful meditations, and you just walk away feeling lighter and more enlightened, and it's always you know what? I don't blame you guys at all. I don't mind it. I'm ADHD. So we have a little ADHD theater thrown in. And that's, another reason why, because it actually just really adds to my, my time when I'm filming, it's, or, streaming. I'm hoping so. Yeah. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, it may get the way it was going. But the way, derailment theater, I'm okay with that because we do get back on track, and you guys get to know me a little bit better, and I get to know you guys a little bit better, and then we're helping each other grow, and and then helping each other grow as a community, and it's just so. But yes, while I'm here and thinking about it, I want to check this out, Mary B. Do you have, you sent the link, so. All right. Well, I'm doing that, so we'll go back. Okay. So, um, wait. All right. So when the police searched Robert's room, they actually found $42,631, 5 ounces of weed, Robert's birth certificate, a fake ID, a latex mask, and a brand new cell phone. All right. The perps, yeah. All right. So I'm going to drop this down here. All right. So I have got the link for tonight's show with Mary B. And like I said, ain't nothing like it. And I don't think Danny's streaming tonight, but if he does, make sure you're subbed to Broad House Media. They are so fucking awesome as well. If they don't stream tonight, they will be streaming tomorrow before TB's Tuesday night show. Best pregame TV pregame ever. So make sure you guys are subbed up to Rat House too. There we go. Drop that. Right. Well, the way today's going, here we're going to get the 5 o'clock show because we're not stopping until we are done here. But we really don't have that much left to go. And then, I mean, yeah, I do have some opinions for today. I do have some opinions from today's court hearing, so I will be giving those in a moment. Thank you. I love having you as one of my butterfly students. You're one of the best. All of you guys are. Yeah, no, I'm not ending quite yet. We still have quite a bit to go through still with Robert, and then I am definitely giving my opinion on what happened today in court. So, because I have some. All right, so they found all this stuff in Robert's phone, and then they also found a tracking receipt. A friend of Robert's was shipping him from New York to Nolens. He was shipping him $117 in cash and a pair of shoes. Weird, but okay. Maybe they used the shoebox to put the money in and they just didn't take the shoes out. I don't know. And then not only that, Robert had actually withdrawn $315 from his accounts, or $315,000 from several different bank accounts he had. And so it's widely believed that Robert was actually trying to flee to Cuba. And the reason why he had picked Cuba was because Cuba is close to the United States, but at the same time, it had no extradition treaty, still doesn't, with America. And then on March 16th of 2015, LSP, the Louisiana State Police filed charges against Robert for being a felon in possession of a firearm and for possession of a firearm with a controlled substance. On March 23rd of 2015, Robert was denied bail because he was a flight risk. On April 18th of 2015, the Louisiana grand jury actually indicted Robert. Now, after all of that, and a bunch of back and forth between Louisiana State, the state of Louisiana, and Robert's attorneys, Louisiana dropped the charges against him. No. Him and his brother were actually estranged and had many issues stemming from early childhood. They did go to counseling for civil rivalry. Then his father gave Douglas, his brother, the business instead of giving it to Robert. There was lawsuits. There was no love lost between the two of them. Hey, Miss Jess. Gosh, I hope you feel better. Even after all those years, no, no. Robert would never forgave Douglas, and Douglas never forgave Robert. So, come on. All right, good. All right, all right. Yeah, let's. We're getting ready to get on 2 hours. That's long for me. I've never had a stream this long. Okay. Are we cool again, StreamYard? Yeah, I hope she feels better too. She's so sweet. I love her. He does look scary. I mean, even like when, look at this. Even there, that's just a regular picture of him. Just, ugh. Yeah. Yeah, everybody. We all want you to feel better, Miss Jess. Thank you so much. All right. Um, Now Louisiana did drop all their charges, but on February 3rd of 2016, Robert still had federal charges he was facing, and he pled not guilty. Or no, he pled guilty to the federal case, and he received an 85-month sentence. Now, Robert's attorneys were saying that he was in poor health, and that Robert needed a major surgery before being transferred out to California, extradited out to California. We all love you, Jones. There was a conditional hearing that was held where a lifelong friend of Robert's claimed that Robert had confessed to Susan's murder to him. And then in December of 2019, Robert actually did confess to writing the cadaver note. And then in June 10th of 2021, Robert was. I thought I had a wheelchair picture. I guess I didn't get the wheelchair picture, but by this time he's in a wheelchair. He had fallen out of his wheelchair. And fallen out of his wheelchair, and he was hospitalized. But the DA thought he was faking it, just trying to cause a mistrial, more pushbacks. I mean, they had so many pushbacks, but Robert really did have a UTI and sepsis, so he may not have been faking it. But he got all better, and they started the trial again on June 14th of 2021 for Susan's murder. And while on the stand, Douglas said he'd like to murder me. I hired security today. I have fear that my brother has threatened to kill me. So this is Robert's feelings about his brother Douglas. To answer your question, this is Douglas's description of Robert. Douglas said he'd like to murder me. I hired security today. I have a fear that my brother has threatened to kill me, and I have a fear he may have done. He may also have the means to do so. So Douglas was petrified of Robert. On September 17th of 2001, Robert was convicted of first-degree murder of Susan Berman. So thank God he got convicted of something. And then on October 14th of 2021, Robert was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Okay, so all right, now we're gonna go back to some little bit other stuff. Like he did get remarried. He remarried to this woman. So back in December 11th of 2000, Robert actually married her, but they never lived together, ever. Robert always said it was a marriage of convenience. Her name's Debbie. Robert is quoted, "I wanted Debbie to be able to be received." Okay. I wanted Debbie to be able to receive my inheritance, and then I intended to unalive myself. But he didn't have to, because on January 10th of 2002, Robert actually did die of cardiac arrest at the Jaquin, Jaquin General Hospital in the French Camp, California. And Robert was 78 years old at the time of his death. I'm so sorry. All right. No, okay. So sorry. Robert had been undergoing medical tests at the time of his death. When he went into the cardiac arrest and did not respond to resuscitation. Um, at the time of his death, he was in the custody of the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. He's gone. She's free from him. Okay. Any questions on Robert Durst before we jump into our next subject, which I won't spend a lot of time on? I know everybody's talking about it today. I just want to talk to you guys, see what you guys think. And I'm going to go ahead and end our poll. And not surprising. Not surprising. Overwhelmingly, Gilbert's is the trusted one. So, and yes, he was. All right. So, how many of y'all actually saw the hearing today? I was watching it on Melanie Little. Was going to watch it on Baker, but he did not have the right Zoom feed. Unfortunately, things like that happen. And as a community, we help each other out. So since he didn't have it, he just sent us all over to Melanie, who was streaming Grant's stream. Yeah. So my opinion is, I don't like a hot mic judge. I don't like it. Yeah. I watched it. Now, I missed the part where he said how long it'll take him to come up with a decision. I think I saw somebody that said he gave himself 2 weeks to. You watched a bit of it. Where'd you guys watch it at? So you didn't hear much either, yeah. If Danny streams tonight, I'm sure he'll stream it. He's all of us in the Rat House, all of us little chat rats, we are very strong Turtle Boy supporters because we are very strong on the First Amendment. We all, are passionate about it. And I know those of you that have seen me in certain chats, like we're talking about a controversial case or whatever, and I'll say we have to protect the rights of the monsters if I want those rights to be there for myself. And Turbo does say some stuff that is cringy. It's not Howard Stern cringy, but he's not a yes. Feel better, Miss Jess. ASAP. The thing is though, just because he's cringy and he says a lot of things like cunt, she's a cunt, he's a bitch, whatever, die in a hole. Yeah, it's just cringy. But it doesn't violate the First Amendment. And he has every right to say those things. He has every right to say he strongly believes, which I do too. I'm saying a car did not hit John O'Keefe, and John O'Keefe was not hit by a car. When when Aiden feels strongly about something, he's very vocal. But being vocal is not breaching the First Amendment. My rights don't end so you can have warm fuzzies. Right. Chair boy. We're chair boy strong over here. So I really didn't like the hot mic judge. I- right, exactly. Yeah, like I said, he's very cringy. And there's a lot of stuff he says that okay. Yeah, 69. Haha. No, yeah, I love you. You know that. But yeah, I would say about 69, 70% of what he says I agree with. But it doesn't mean I think that what he says that I don't agree with, that he shouldn't be allowed to say it. No, absolutely not. I fully believe that he's allowed to say it. Whether I like those words or not, it's not bad fridge, yeah. It's not, you know, journalism is not a crime. Freedom of speech is not a crime. It's our First Amendment. It's our God given right to say whatever the hell's on our brain. You know? As far as I think, the judge was giving him 2 weeks, and he'll push it. And we won't get an answer until his self-imposed deadline, which sucks for Turtle Boy, Bradle, Federal. We're all sitting on pins and needles waiting for this. I think Betero did a good job today. He had to pick the points that, the parts of it that he felt were the most important because he was handcuffed with they're only being able to talk for 30 minutes on an 84-page motion. The judge said something I didn't like. He said, "You're going to have to do a better motion than this." He said that to Betero. But he wasn't nice to Cosgrove either. But those of you that said that if it goes to trial, you want to be there, start saving your pennies. Because I do not think for a second, and this is my belief and this is my opinion, so please, this is what I think, and you can disagree with me all you want. I don't care. It's fine. Okay? Oh, see you soon, French Psycho. You take care too. We're really about to wrap up, I promise. So thank you so much for sticking with us. Love you, French Psycho. I'll see you guys. I'll see you out there in the chat. Um. So I have a feeling that those who are hoping for a dismissal are going to be sadly disappointed. I do not think that this judge is willing to give up this case, nor is he willing to make that call. So I do believe that we'll be going to trial in December. Okay? And that is my beliefs on it. So we got a little bit close to an hour till Miss Mary B comes on. What I would do if I'm actually going to go play my song list that I have that has a lot of Toy 74 songs on it. Fervent, Suppo, Fearless Farm Girl, all Chastity. Chastity's another one. So yes, we'll see you guys all on those YouTube screens. So make sure you have gone over and you have hit the notify me button so that you don't miss Miss Mary B going on tonight at 6 p.m., giving us our weekly tarot lessons and a wonderful meditation to start the week out right. Yes, he does. Okay, let me drop the link. All right. Yes, Chastity. Chastity's is all her, and it's her voice. She's got such a good voice. All right, we'll see you later, Happy Chick. See you in these YouTube screets. So here's Suppo's link. Oh yeah, and Angie, she makes AI music as well. So you know what? I just have them, mixed in with my style music, which I like country music, but I don't like mainstream country. It's like once they hit mainstream, they start doing that poppy stuff. I like the older music, so I love old timey sounds. And so I, have my little list of small country artists who still sound country. And so that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to my playlist until Miss Mary B comes on at 6 p.m. And I'll see you guys there tonight. As always, go out with love and peace in your hearts. Don't forget, you are beautiful butterflies, and we are pollinating all these YouTube algorithms out there. We love you. Stay safe, and don't kill people.